In 2007, the Mississippi Association of Community and Junior Colleges, then known as the MACC, launched the Sports Hall of Fame. Each college, for every year since, has been asked to nominate one individual to become a member of that Hall of Fame. Each of those individuals is special. He or she is special because of their success on the playing field, successful in perhaps the number of graduates or the performance of their graduates, the impact that person had on the campus. And this year is no different. Our nominee is someone very, very special. Fredna Cross was, as I like to say around here, a legend. She was a very wonderful and special person who produced great success on the field, in the classroom, and for her students. As the president of Meridian Community College, I am so proud to be able to provide an introduction for this wonderful person who's being honored in this special way.
My first encounter with Fredna Cross was in 1974. I was 11th grader at Meridian High School, and she was conducting Area 5 Special Olympic track and field meet, and we were volunteering for that day to help with encouraging kids or keeping track of a student or whatever. And so that's my first time to put her name with her face.
My first experience with Fredna was as a student. I was here at that time, Meridian Junior College, in the early 70s. And she was in charge of a program that was innovative and popular, just an amazing program called the Play Teachers. And the reason that was such a great program is because it allowed college students to have the experience of teaching elementary school students. And how amazing was that for the students themselves to have college-age students come to teach their physical education and just have that experience. I wish when I had transferred from MJC to MUW that I had been involved in that very popular program, because I probably could have saved myself from taking some classes like Theory of Physical Education for elementary students. But as it was, I had to take that, and we were able to teach some elementary students a couple of times during the course of the semester, but nothing like it would have been had I been involved in the play teaching program.
Fredna was asked to come and be the director of the fitness center at MCC, which I had the pleasure of having an office right next door to her and working with her, and it has just been a pleasure to follow Fredna. Now, I knew her as Fredna Simmons at first. That was before she married Lavelle. But I have watched her and been by her side a lot of the times as she has moved along through the educational field and the field of athletics, and watched as she was director of the fitness center. I believe she was our first director.
When the Dayman Fitness Center was completed in 1990, I actually came back and worked under her at the fitness center. She was also, years before that, she was my softball coach. So I guess you can say our paths crossed a long time.
She was certainly an outstanding coach, and she understood the game, and she was a competitive person, but she not only taught the young ladies that she had on her team how to play the game well, but she modeled for them what it meant to be a member of her team. She was certainly unrelenting in her desire to win the game and teach them how to be real competitors, but it went beyond that. She taught them how to live life and how to be a loyal member of a team, how to raise your teammates up, how to support and encourage them when things were tough and things were on the line.
She coached our softball team to 3 state championships, and I can see her now pacing the sidelines, sipping on her bottle of Pepto-Bismol. She is my friend. She would take me hunting with she and all her hunting dogs. She loved to rabbit hunt. and she could go through a briar patch better than any of her dogs.
I played for Coach Cross from 1990 to 1991. It was probably one of the most fun times in my life. Coach Cross was, she was like a mother to all of us players and spent a lot of time making sure that we were doing what we were supposed to do and living up to our potential. I remember one specific time we had just a bench clearing brawl on the field during one of the games, and she was right there in the center of it, just pulling girls and players off of each other. That was a good time. We had a good bonding experience, all of us, over that.
I met Fredna Cross years before I took over the job from her. I worked at West Lauderdale Elementary School, and she was in charge of Special Olympics. So, being a physical education instructor, we would take our athletes to Meridian High School for track and field. We would take them other places, and eventually I got involved in Special Olympics with Fredna. She was the Area 5 director, which consists of several local counties. From that small seed that was planted, a whole wide variety of blooming, wonderful plants that I call coaches, teachers, athletes, and everybody who helped in Special Olympics. So that one person, that one caring, loving person made a huge difference in the lives of so many people in this community that if you really could find everybody who knew Fredna and worked with her with Special Olympics, you'd have a line going out the door. She was phenomenal.
I think that the most cherished memory I have of her is when my mama came down with cancer, and I had to go to be with her at the hospital. So what she did was she got creative with the work hours, and she allowed me to be with Mom during the day, and I would come in about 2 in the evening, work to about 6 or 7 in the evening time, working on equipment and whatever other requisition stuff she had on my desk that was able to do, and I was able to still get paid for that while, you know, being at the hospital with my mom. But that's probably the most dear thing that I'll always keep in my heart, because she went up and beyond on that, because she would call me every day, how's your mom doing? You know, I left you your work notes on my desk, just take it and go ahead on, do what you gotta do, you know, and everything. So that's probably the most cherished memory that I'll never forget from her.
I always found her, even before we had our time of working together very, very closely, her to be what I would call authentic. That would be a word that I would use to refer to Fredna. She was genuine. She wasn't trying to be anyone else. She was Fredna all the time, always. And that was a good thing. Once you got to know her, you realized that she was the real deal. What you would see in her was not a role she was playing. She was being Fredna.
It's been such a privilege to get to be here and see her and hear about this award. I think she is so deserving of it. She's worked hard all of her life, and she's been dedicated, and it's a pleasure to be a part of. Congratulate you, Fredna Simmons Cross, and I'm so proud to be a part of your life and to observe all the beautiful work that you have done and how many people you have guided through the play teaching program and then in athletics.
Some of my best memories are sitting around her table planning track and field events and eating some delicious home cooking, because she had a fabulous garden, and she could fish and catch everything that you either grew or caught, anything that you ate. So it was very, a very endearing relationship, and one that I treasure. And so I am so excited that she's going to be recognized for the years of love and care that she's given to not just Meridian and Lauderdale County, but to kids in the area who also participated in Special Olympics.
I don't know of anyone that deserves being in the Hall of Fame more than Fredna. She was involved in so many things. She helped so many people.
Coach Cross is a legacy for MCC and for all of us slow pitch softball players back in the 90s. So I'm thankful I had the opportunity to play under her.
She was a pioneer. She is part of a time that was where the challenges were much greater than we can even imagine, because there wasn't a pattern to follow. A trail hadn't been blazed, so she was one of those that came along in order to blaze a trail. So it's very fitting, very appropriate that she should be receiving this honor. I just want to congratulate her and her family. She is, as I said, the real deal. She's the genuine product, and I say congratulations, Fredna, for the well-deserved honor.
Fredna has kept her legacy going by the people she taught, by the community people in which she came in contact, and then just the love and care for her players, for MCC, and for Special Olympics. I can't think of anyone any better that is deserving of this honor.
I appreciate Ms. Cross for the wisdom and the knowledge that she conveyed to me as an employee and as an athlete, as well as a person. Thank you, Ms. Cross, and congratulations on your great award.
Fredna, you have been such a pioneer, such an innovator for not only physical education and athletics. There are so many young athletes that looked up to you, not just females, but they were inspired by your vision, by your passion, by your knowledge of the game. No telling how many people you have affected in your life, from athletes to teachers, from Special Olympics and their families. Just thank you for being the pioneer that you have been over the years and being my mentor, my teacher, my boss, and my friend. Thank you.